Do that moment that you...
No profanity on him. You can't cuss unless you I need
That's
to.
a casino question. Casino can make curse?
Oh, no. Yeah, but, sure.
Yeah, okay. I mean, I need you. I'm saying.
I don't need to curse.
You don't need to curse. So do you want me to tag you?
Not based on these subjects we're going to be talking about.
You want me to tag you?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
This is gonna be so fun.
Mm-hmm.
It's going to be fun.
Yeah.
It's going down.
No, not like
It's
that.
going to be the most fun podcast we ever
Oh, for real?
We're going to have to get you guys back here.
Oh, we're gonna have you back.
The ratings are out the roof.
Seriously? Oh my gosh. When I tell you, you guys are hilarious. Now, I could just be biased, you know. Some people may not agree that you're as funny as I think you are. So don't be alarmed if I'm like overly laughing, you know what I mean?
Right.
But I think y'all crazy. And Cena's getting everything situated.
You tired of me, Kurt?
Mm-hmm.
Thanks, cuz. I'm always laughing. I like the fact that you always be tuning in now. Hi, big bro. No, it's not that I didn't answer your message. I forgot. I got you though.
You gonna close the door or no?
That's okay. When I finish, I got you, big bro. I'll give you a call back. I gotta work on that. Hi, Shabby. Do you want to say hi?
Hello. Hello.
Hello.
Hello. Hello.
I can't see. Does it see you?
Yeah, slide things to the left. Slide the words to the left.
Oh,
There you go.
it'll be fine.
No,
Can you
just-
see yourself?
Yeah.
Really? You just pop it? Why does it look like you listening to music with your headphones on?
Or
Oh man. So I think it's gonna be a really great show.
I
mm-hmm.
think so.
Yeah.
It's gonna be a really great show.
You're such a that's what I'm talking about.
She's so giddy and excited right now.
Because I can't believe you guys are on the show.
Oh yeah.
This is so cool.
Mm-hmm. I'm ready.
Somebody's asking, how do you get on through the link?
Well, it hasn't started yet for it to come up. Once we start the show, it will come up. We working on it. But it should come, since I tagged you in the Facebook Live, you should probably be able to see it that way. But we'll only do like
What time?
half of the show. Huh?
They come up in a minute. That's what I'm putting.
Yeah, that's a good idea. Don't worry, big bro. I'm gonna add you to the calendar, the reminder. No, I'm just kidding. I got you. Don't worry, I got you. I don't want no trouble.
She was on Tinder talking about.
That's good. I really. That's right. That's what
girl on Tinder.
I can't.
You crazy,
Seriously, bro. I can't. Oh my gosh. So what do you got planned after this?
Well, I'm going to go somewhere quiet and,
Sorry.
finish the content of the book I'm writing.
Oh, I thought you was gonna say you go walk on the beach.
Nah, it's not. I'm waiting for it to
Walk.
hit 80
Okay,
degrees and
walk
just stay
on
at
the
80
beach.
degrees. This just summer seems like it's just going to take its sweet time getting here.
Well, technically, it doesn't start until June 20th
Yeah, but
on the calendar.
a lot of times we have hot weather before the summer even gets here, though.
But I think even the hot water thermostat, it ain't even get hot no more. Like, you can turn it on to maximum.
It gets rain every other day.
You turn to maximum, but you start cooling down. Like, yeah, no.
Nigga, right, every other day. This is killing me.
Yeah.
But I guess we should be grateful because other cities got flooded out.
That is true. That's a valid point. But, you know, we do wish and hope for sunlight. Do you take vitamin D?
I do take vitamin D every day.
Yeah.
Vitamin C, vitamin D, and other vitamins.
Yeah.
Sea moss.
I think once I start taking the vitamin D.
I do a lot of juicing, carrot, apple, beet, orange.
Oh, can you make me some juice?
Yeah.
Oh, that'd be tight.
Yeah.
Or you gonna make it tomorrow?
Tomorrow. Yeah.
You gonna make some juice? What you gonna make?
Carrot, apple, beet, orange.
Oh, yeah.
It's good
Okay.
to fight cancer.
Wow.
When can I get it
This
from
girl
you?
on.
Hey.
What the?
Yeah.
Oh. No, this girl
No,
on.
no, I'm talking about, because you know we be on Facebook Live and stuff, you know what I mean?
She calls herself Long Neck.
Oh,
She
God.
says,
I can't. I can't.
she says, I'm just a neck giving expert.
Wow.
Please don't, please be skinny, fit, or muscular, no small eggplants.
I can't.
She's a neckologist.
Ay, ay, ay.
Wow. She just put it out there, huh?
She's pretty good
Yes,
ass.
sir.
We're 83% match.
Yes, sir.
Chris, what did you watch today on the news?
I didn't watch the news today.
Really?
Yeah, I don't watch
You
news
having
much.
all the good stuff.
You know, I was watching Netflix and all that. You know, when they see us. Have you seen that yet?
No.
Oh, you need.
Is
When
it
they
good?
see us.
When they see us about the Central Park 5. Oh my God.
Yeah, Central Park.
Oh, really?
Oh my God.
Yeah,
Yeah.
everybody's seen it.
You're right.
Is
Everybody's
it
talking
a
about it.
season? Like
It's,
this is.
it's 4
It's a
episodes.
documentary, right?
Yeah. Well, no. It's a 4-episode movie.
Yeah. You
On
need to watch it.
Netflix.
Everybody's
Yeah.
talking about it on Facebook.
You will be. Yeah. You will be. Plus, you've been an attorney. Oh my God. You're going to be yelling at the screen, crying, everything. Hey, it's tough. It's a lot. Watch it when you ain't got like you just.
Say you be that age 10 years.
Yeah. Emotionally, you will be all screwed up. I've been watching the past 2 days, and I'm like,
You want me to watch it after you just said it'd be screwing you?
well, only because everybody is watching it. It's talked about it. So they said they even had the movie was so intense they had grief counselors on set for the actors.
Oh my
Whoa.
God.
That's what they said. And when you see, particularly episode 4, I could totally get why they had grief counselors. Yeah, it was.
Can you imagine you're on the scene and still have to act that out?
That's what I'm saying. It's like.
But I thought normally you get the script from beginning to end. So I
Yeah, it's like, wow.
don't know. You look frustrated. Are you frustrated?
You want to have a show today?
Man, this is crazy.
Snow Bunny? Okay. Snow Bunny?
Oh, man. Some of them I just have to make
Working
an
on it.
exception,
Working
bro.
on it.
That's nobody.
I don't think so. I think
I don't think so. I
that's
see
Bible
some
shit.
African.
Yeah.
Seriously?
Yeah, clearly. Oh, my goodness.
Huh.
So I have discovered something, Shakina.
Okay.
It's called the Alpha Male Strategies.
Ooh, what is that?
Oh, girl, you gotta. I'm gonna send you the link, and you gonna start watching it. I thought about you because
Really?
I thought about you.
all people, you think about me when it
I thought
comes
about you
to
because
alpha man.
Yeah, because we had a conversation about chivalry and all that stuff.
Oh,
And I
yeah.
was like, I might get what Shakina's talking about. Yeah, and this it's changed my whole paradigm. I've had an epiphany. Okay.
So is it a show?
No, it's just a regular dude talking on YouTube, just giving his own input. And this dude he's country as they come.
Mm-hmm.
He was saying words like, "You might see the most beautifulest girl." but the way he's talking to the fellas, he's not even talking to women. He's talking to us about to deal with.
Okay.
Yeah, but Oh my God!
Because you know there's a paradigm of the alpha woman and how that's supposed to work with an alpha male, or if it even works at all.
I don't think it works.
It don't work. No, you can't. You know, I've realized that
I realized that.
that I'm not. I'm an alpha male, but not. I'm not. I'm maybe because I was raised with my mom and single, only child, raised with my mother. I'm so beta. You know what I'm saying? I am
definitely
changing.
alpha.
He's alpha. Yeah. I'm
Really?
He's alpha all day long.
All day.
He says things to you that I just couldn't. I would never say to you. You know what I'm saying? It's like
I'm alpha all day.
Yeah, I couldn't.
And I know it.
Yeah.
People tell me it, that I'm alpha.
And you think you're not? Did you grow up with sisters?
No, I didn't.
I mean,
But I don't know, Curtis. I disagree with you. I think you alpha.
Well,
You carry yourself like an alpha.
yeah, but when you start engaging with me, I'm a super nice guy.
Oh, you kind of break down.
But I don't think alpha has anything to do with being nice.
He breaks it down. Well, he breaks it down.
This
There's
is
4
so
types of dudes.
Oh yeah, tell me.
Okay.
You gonna be right there, Keena?
Huh?
You gonna be right there, right?
Yeah, I'm good. Yeah, tell me.
There's 4 kind of guys. There's, or he said you can approach them in 4 different ways. He says you can approach them. I forgot all the terms, but he said there is the beta male friend. That's like the guy who wants to sleep with you, but he tries to be your buddy. And he said that takes there's pros and cons. He said the con is that it's gonna take you forever to get the goods.
Yeah, because I'm not doing
He said it might take like, and that's so funny because all my female friends, I have about 6 female friends, like close female friends, and I've slept with 5 of them, but it's been like one of those nights. It's just like one of those nights, like she had a boyfriend. She always talked about her boyfriend. And the next thing you know, he breaks her heart, and she needs a shoulder to cry on, and then it's like the music starts playing. Next thing you know,
Like a movie.
yeah, right. Like one of the movies. Next thing you know, I'm in it. Then I'm in it. That's that, and the pro of being that friend is that you rarely spend money on a woman. You know what I'm saying? Because be cool. You go out, you pay what you
because
pay
it's
for.
not an issue to go Dutch. It's not an issue.
Right.
You pay for me, I pay for you because we're just friends.
Yeah, right.
There's no expectation.
Right. And so that's the one. And then the other one is, oh gosh, why did I forget the other one? The other one is like the dude that flosses, like he's like the beta male, like show off. Like he'll gonna throw his keys on the table so
you can see that it's like a Benz.
Yeah,
I'm a bit of that. I'm a little bit.
Yeah, I don't know about you.
I'm a little bit of that. I'm a little bit of that.
I've been that guy. You cash it out, you spend it. So
yeah, I'm a little bit of that.
So it's like that's like he said the pro of that, or let's say the con of that, is you're gonna spend a lot of money. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, because you're putting it out there.
Yeah, you put it out there, you spend a lot of money.
Yeah.
He said, and everything's kind of transactional. He says,
Right.
but the pro of it is that you kind of get what you need to get. You kind of in and out. It's like it's if that's what you want, then that's what you get.
Right.
He said, then there's the best one. When he calls this one, this is what he is, and he says what we should all be, the alpha male, like purpose guy, like. You're about your career, your purpose, your focus. You're on your grind. You hitting the gym. You're doing, you finding your purpose in life. You're pursuing your goals. You're doing these things, and the woman sees that, likes that about you, and now
she's attracted to you.
She's attracted to that, and you play her kind of like, catch me when,
And see, that's what I want to be.
Yeah, that's what I want. Catch me when you can. You know what I'm saying? You ain't pressed about it. Just
My only thing with that is you know what I'm saying? I'm trying to be that way.
Mm-hmm.
But listen, like
one more time. Yeah. So that's coming next. He said so the pro of that is that a woman will pursue you oftentimes, and you're like that guy. The con is that you probably won't get many really alpha women, strong women that way. Other professionals, because they're on their grind too, so they really ain't thinking about you either. So, you gotta, you find yourself having to put a little more effort in. Then the last one, is like the direct dude. What up? Look, I'm trying to. He said that's the guy you want to be when you're on like vacation in Miami.
You don't care.
I think I'm that guy.
Yeah.
I think I'm that guy.
Yeah.
I think I'm that guy.
You want me to go grab that?
Please.
said I was gonna be that guy in 2019. I'm just gonna be on my grind, and if they see me, they see me. I'm chasing nobody.
You know, because all of them can get you the goods, but you got to determine which one
Right.
you want to be.
Which is the one? Which one are you when you chasing?
You are the well, you're the beta.
Yeah, you want to be that.
Chasing's a beta position, but you chase in the beginning. All men.
Hola.
How you doing?
Hola.
This is all men chase in the first.
Hey,
How are you?
All of them.
This is all men chase in the beginning because women want to be
that's
pursued.
what it is.
Right.
We're
So-
told that.
Yeah, he says they're told when they're told that you want to be the one being pursued.
Right.
They always say a man isn't as interested in you if he doesn't pursue you.
You're right. So
True or false, I don't know, but that's just something.
you know, get the woman used to being pursued, so therefore you do find yourself kind of pursuing. But he
Hey,
gives
what's that? Okay.
he gives clear rules. You ready?
Yeah, that's these fucking.
He gives clear rules on what to do, what money to spend. He says,
How you doing?
"I'm doing well. How are you,
I'm
Curtis?
Katrina.
Katrina, nice to meet you."
Hey.
I'm Kenny, Katrina.
You
Is
met
that
I was gonna say,
good?
didn't you
Is
meet
that shit
Kenny?
smelling good?
Yeah, that's me. You act like I don't
That's
know.
you?
Yeah, that's me. And Taja.
When y'all came in, I just.
You smelled that? How you doing?
I'm good. How you
Good,
doing?
good.
Yeah, I'm
He
good.
kinda act like he don't know me too much.
No, I'm just being silly. I'm just being
They've
silly.
met.
Oh man, so I'm
You haven't met
I'm just
Curtis.
being
No.
silly.
That was, what day was that?
Put the microphone in front of him.
Okay.
Huh?
What day was that?
Let's
That
put this
was
out the
Friday, I
way
believe.
first.
Or was it 2 weeks ago?
That was 2
Memorial
weeks
Day
ago.
weekend?
Yep, it
2
was.
weeks ago on
It
a
was 2
Friday,
weeks
wasn't
ago.
Or was it Saturday?
He was supposed to come to mom's house. That's the one that I was telling
Oh,
you.
yeah, we were gonna go to the barbecue
Yeah.
situation.
Oh, he's a
To do such a show. And her
Yeah.
fiance.
fiance. That's what you said. That
Yeah.
That's the one you said. I'm so excited. Did you get married?
Why you say I'm so
She
excited?
had just came back from Mexico.
Mexico.
Right,
Mexico,
I
Vegas.
said-
You went to Mexico.
I'm
She
like,
said-
girl,
she
that's,
said,
you know,
I'm
that's how
getting
people get,
married,
that's how
that
rumors get
thing.
started.
I'm like, Mexico.
Yeah.
Wait.
I just remember.
He was like, she went to Mexico.
I just remember a sunny place.
Mexico.
Kick my feet like Dorothy. I just want to go home.
Is my good. Everybody else might good.
That's
I'm
what's
not
that.
about to touch
Is that like that? No.
That is so funny. I like that color on you. That lip.
I just added
Yeah, I
my
like
own
that.
ass.
I like that. I like that. Is that
Yeah.
matted? Is that matted?
Is that mad? Is
I'm just mad that
It
y'all
is
know
mad,
that.
but it's
Mad.
just
It's mad. I like
This
that.
is how we hang out.
Yeah.
Right.
They don't never make me feel bad. Even if I look at my words,
I
I
like
had
that
on my
color.
gym clothes and they still be like, them some nice looking ladies. What?
Yeah.
Yeah, that red color.
That's a good red. See, we pay
Feels
attention.
so much, yeah.
Yes,
It's
because you
just so
usually
much
do
better.
like dark colors. Yeah.
Well, I thought I had lost my lip gloss, so I had to go buy
I
one,
like that
and
on
I
you.
thought this was clear.
That's a good
That's
news.
hot though.
Yeah.
That's a
Yeah, I was
That's
looking
hot.
at
That's why when we walked in, I was like,
You changed
The
something.
double look.
oh, wait a minute.
He did the double look.
Like, we're looking for Shakina. I'm Shakina.
You'd be surprised how often that happens. Especially when the law says, I'm looking for my attorney.
You
I
guys
show
want
up.
any Pepsi or anything?
That would be great. Thank you.
Okay, I'm gonna get a
No,
cup. You need your
Kurt.
cup.
Yes.
Oh, come on, man.
Oh, you can't drink.
You don't want no Pepsi? What?
They're
Yeah.
each other's
I
accountability
like
partners.
We just
What's
had,
up?
we just
Pepsi, water.
came
Okay, I
from
got
McDonald's. We had some fries and an apple pie. You know, that was
Hey,
bad.
you don't look like I'm just playing. And I'm gonna bring you up your cup.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, no, that's good.
Do you need your
Double
phone
sugar.
ready? Are you gonna do Facebook Live or no?
No, I'm not gonna do Facebook.
Okay.
I'm gonna let them do it. They tag me.
If you do Facebook Live,
Okay.
only do it for the first 10 minutes, and
Okay.
then because the rest is gonna be, we want them to be able to go on the network and watch it.
Right.
So we don't want to give them too much.
Too much. Right.
Yeah.
I do want to watch that show.
Yeah,
on
I'm
YouTube.
gonna,
That's
send you the
pretty
link.
good, Yeah.
And he has a bunch. I mean,
Because I wonder if, ironically, I wonder if women have those same things too. This is why I want to watch.
Yeah, I'm hoping.
I think they do. I think there's something in when you see women in groups, you always see one out front, or the rest of them following that one's lead.
Yeah.
So I don't know what's up with that. I see that a
There are
lot.
alpha women.
Yeah, I see that a lot.
Exist,
and all these women out here saying they're a boss. I'm a boss.
No, it's just a trend.
No.
Sometimes the phrase is a trend. Some of them aren't. Some of them are. Some of them is just part of a song. Some of it just sounds
Is
good.
that the same as diva? I'm a diva.
I don't know. I'm kind of lame, so I don't really know when these words change from what they mean in a dictionary to what they mean in an urban dictionary. And I don't, I don't study the urban dictionary so well to know the difference.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I study that sometimes.
And it all depends on the songs. If there's certain songs like, you know, City Girl plays certain songs or sings certain songs that make women feel like they're a boss, so they'll say boss. And then you have the women that feel like they divas.
It's training.
Thank you.
That water?
Yes.
That's your
Yeah, it's water.
That's a Pepsi.
I'm drinking that.
I'm drinking water.
Accountability.
You want that right there?
Before
Now I'm looking at
email
Donald's
is
fries,
in.
though. That sounds poppin'.
Alright. I'm gonna do that out here.
I'm gonna crack this open.
Ketchup.
Like 4, Trina.
Huh?
Like 4.
4 of them?
Yeah, let me get your audio.
Okay.
Ken,
Ball here,
Yes,
man.
sir.
Ken,
Yes, sir.
get your audio left.
You ready?
Ball here, man.
Oh yeah.
I never do this.
You got it?
I see you, Shakina.
I think so.
That's
Does it
what-
work?
Yeah,
Can you hear me?
yeah.
Really?
It's over there.
I can't hear me. Oh, that bad boy turned off. Like,
I can't hear
it's not
mine.
playing.
Can you hear something?
Yeah.
All right.
I can hear. I was able to hear him.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, come closer. Or
sorry,
bring the
excuse
mic, either bring the mic to you.
Why do you just put on your sexy voice?
And talking to, like, lift
I can't.
the whole anchor up a little bit. Yeah, just like that.
Great.
Say something.
Yeah. Hello.
Perfect.
You actually sound like a radio person now.
Yeah, sounds
That's
good.
actually pretty good.
All right, here we go. I'm about to, what's the name of the show?
Friends? I don't know. Finance in the community.
Huh?
Finances in the community. You like that? You like that?
Did you say finance?
Finance
Okay.
and the community.
Yes. Good stuff. That's what
Doing
we're
that,
talking about.
we're
Other
doing
stuff.
that. Hi, Cynthia. Oh my gosh. That's amazing. We're gearing up now. Are you?
How you spell your first name, bro?
K-E-N.
I
And
texted you. Curtis.
CURTIS.
Are you going on Friday?
Bravo, Bravo.
Yeah.
They got a bunch of stuff Friday.
Probably
so let's-
not. I can't find anything to wear, man.
Well, hold on. I'm probably. I have to make sure they pay on Thursday. I'm going.
I can't.
I got
You not going?
Yeah, I'm
Yeah,
gonna
you
go.
You gonna go? I'm not sure.
I'm ready to go. What's
Alright,
I'm
let
gonna
me
go
go.
out tomorrow.
y'all ready?
Yep.
Oh, I need
You
some suit
better.
jacket. I want to go. Trust me.
Can I put my sunglasses?
Huh?
And
It's kind of shade.
we're live.
Welcome, welcome, welcome. It's another Tuesday, and we're here with Coffee with Keena. Give me 1 second. I can't hear the music though. So, this week I had the advantage of bringing 2 of my new good friends onto the show, and I say new because it's been about 2-3 weeks, and we've been hanging in these streets. networking and partying. They've been showing me around the city, which has been pretty dope. But the coolest part is some of the stuff they actually do. So besides entertaining me or helping entertain me, they actually have some really cool day jobs. So we'll start with you, sir. Please tell us your name and a little bit about who you are.
My name is Ken Jennings.
That's a sexy voice.
Well, you had the voice, so I had to keep it going.
Okay, go.
My name is Ken Jennings. I teach people how to invest in real estate with no money.
Wow.
That's what I do.
That sounds like an
I
infomercial.
help people get lines of credit to do so. That's what I do for a living.
Where are you from?
I'm from Detroit City,
What is
Northwest Side.
that? Oh.
Because West Side is the best side.
Oh, okay. I heard about that East Side West Side situation. Okay. And I always like to start a little bit though talking about who you are, right? And so, are you born in Detroit? And how did you get into real estate?
That's a good question. My background is in finance, as in life insurance, health insurance, security products, annuities, and in some of the training that we received over the years, they always show pie charts. And in those pie charts, they show you how monies was allocated in 401ks, 457 plans, 501 plans. And the biggest piece of the pie was always real estate. So I said that when my career is coming to an end, I would end it with real estate. So I took some training classes years ago before flipping houses became popular. And here I am.
So do you flip properties?
I flip properties, I wholesale properties, and I teach others how to get in it with no money.
So can you teach me next?
I could teach you next.
Oh, okay. All right.
Yeah.
I'm out here in these streets trying to make it too with that residual
Yeah,
income.
You need the residual income. Right now I'm working on a platform that will allow people to find houses for sale and match them with buyers. All on a CRM system that integrates Craigslist, Zillow, the MLS, etc. all in one platform, so you won't have to be all over the place.
So it's easy to navigate as a seller and as a buyer.
Yes, yes.
Okay, so I guess you're pretty cool.
Yeah.
And young sir, how about yourself?
Well, hello.
I can't.
My name is Curtis Lyons.
And I'm a Libra.
Leo.
Come on.
Leo.
Baby.
I told you we was gonna have fun.
Yeah. I'm Curtis Lyons. And, what I do for a living is I create lifetime streams of tax-free income for high net worth individuals and retirees and business owners and anyone who wants it.
Are you related to Cookie Lion from Emily?
No.
No,
I'm
lineage at
part
all?
of the family. Yeah, cousins, part of the family.
The way I come out,
All right.
make sure it's right.
So, were you also born and raised in Detroit?
Born in Detroit, lived most of my life here, but I've lived in. My mom was in media and television, so we moved around. I lived in Mississippi, Hattiesburg, Mississippi, Biloxi, Mississippi, Jacksonville, Florida, Miami, Florida, New Orleans, Louisiana, and Detroit.
So why did you come back?
I love the D. When I got out of college in Louisiana, I decided to come back. And my goal was to be the #1 stockbroker for African Americans, in Detroit.
Really?
Because Detroit at the time probably had more black folks than any city in America at the time, demographically or percentage-wise. So it was always a passion of mine to do that.
How far are you on your route?
Well, things change as you go. So, I guess it's funny because when I first got into the business, I didn't have a lot of African American clients. Literally, I used to work for Merrill Lynch and Morgan Stanley, and didn't have many African American clients at that time. But when I found like the insurance side, like Kenny came from, now I'd say 95% of my clients are African American.
So do you think you're fulfilling your purpose?
Yeah. I feel like I'm doing it now. I'm part of a large campaign called the $50 billion Empowerment Plan. It's a plan to put $50 billion in the African American community over the next, 20 to 30 years.
How do I get in on that?
You become a client of Curtis Lyons.
No, I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. We're gonna have to work that out or work something out. Okay, all right, fine. So, okay. Did you always want to go into this financial arena though?
Yes, ever since I was like 16. The way I got into it was really ironic. I had a friend, girl I used to go out with. I'll even give a little shout out, Joya Hall. She went to Redford. I went to Chadsey and had a half day of school. And so I went to check her out at school, and she was getting out of school. We're on the bus, Grand River bus, riding the bus, and she said, "What do you want to be when you grow up?" I said, "I want to be a stockbroker." And she says, "Oh, really?" She says, "Do you know how to read the Wall Street Journal?" Because back then, we had internet. You couldn't go on your phone, look at a stock. You had to open the paper. It was all, all these complicated little numbers and fractions. And I didn't understand what I was looking at. And so she said, "I can show you how to do this." And I was like, "What?"
Oh, wow.
She said, "Yeah." I said, "Come on, really?" She was like, "Yeah." And so we went to a McDonald's, opened a Wall Street Journal, sat there. In like 5 minutes, she turned what looked like, a foreign language into first grade English. I mean, it was like quick. Wow. And I was like, "How did you learn how to do that?" She said, "The stockbroker came to our class and showed us how to do it." And I was like, "Oh, wow." I said, "Well, when I become a stockbroker, I'm going to do the same thing." And ironically, the man that mentored me in my first job at Merrill Lynch, he was the stockbroker that came to the class and showed those students, years prior. So it was crazy. And I actually ran into him this past week at Andiamo. We talked about it again. But yeah, so it's always been a passion of mine. So now I go back to the schools. I show kids how to, I'm talking about stocks, bonds, mutual funds. I'm talking about credit. I talk to them about, managing their money. Things they don't get in school, which they should. So,
that's dope. So have your paths ever actually crossed career-wise?
Yeah.
Because I know, like, you guys are friends.
Yeah, we
but, like,
actually.
because I met y'all as friends.
Right.
Yeah.
In a weird way.
Yeah. Because you were working for, I thought, a tax service.
I used to work for H&R Block for
H&R Block.
But
that's what.
Yeah, I was a stockbroker for them.
Oh.
So I didn't do taxes, but yeah. That was.
And so I don't get it. How'd y'all meet?
That's how when I first met him. That's who I worked for, and he was in the business too. So I met him. He was like, "I do the same thing."
Yeah. Well, no, I worked for Payne Weber.
Okay.
Before, but no, we didn't work for the same company.
So see, when I met him, we talked about what I do, and then he was like, "Oh, I do the same thing." So when I would always see him,
right, just in crossing.
Yeah.
We would just cross paths, like for years. We just cross paths. So I see him, I dap him up. "What's up, man?" We talk for a minute, and then we talk about the investment business and stuff. And that was really kind of it. We just over the past.
And he knows some of the same people,
right?
So y'all tricked me. Let me tell y'all how they tricked me.
I would trick you.
So how I meet these two gentlemen is I'm minding my business.
Here we go.
At the coffee shop, just doing my thing, doing that lawyer drunk. And this other gentleman walks up and says, "Hello." Excuse me. These two here were still near me at the table, but they never spoke. So a third guy walks up and says hello and blah, blah, blah. And I was like, yeah, basically you're rude ass friends. Excuse me, mother. Didn't say hello.
Well, he approached you because he was interested in you.
Yes, he was.
Let's put it out there.
And we found it out there. We found you interested too, but we didn't want to bother you.
Right, we were shy.
That's what it was. Okay.
Thank God for that guy. That guy actually hooked us up.
Men in finance were shy to talk to?
We were minding our business.
Because you look so serious.
Exactly. And
seriously,
this gentleman was interested in you, and when he broke the ice for us, we joined in.
Yeah, right.
It was a frenzy.
Buy one, get three?
Right. And this particular gentleman was angry at me.
Oh, you telling the whole story?
Oh, yeah. No, you want to tell us that? Oh, you going to learn today.
Woo!
You going to learn today.
Go.
And so he was interested in her, and I was talking to her as well, participating in the conversation they had engaged in, and he said I was blocking. He said Kenny needs to learn a lesson,
The
bro code. Yeah, he said you need to learn the bro code, and when I'm talking to a young lady, you don't interrupt.
What part of the bro code did you actually buy?
I have no idea.
Well, I guess when you see your boy getting on, he ain't supposed to like jump in and slow his momentum down. So Kenny was allegedly slowing his momentum down.
And you seem to be more interested in the things I was saying.
Right. It was just
Than him.
That's how I remember it, because you said,
remember it.
You looked at Kenny and said, I want to learn.
I want to learn.
Because you was on real estate, and then you
Right. You
right.
telling me about
and so
real
then
estate
that's when
market.
Kenny walked over and spoke to you and kind of took over the conversation.
Right. Because your body language kind of focused on me.
Right.
But y'all was both sharing information.
That's what I
all we
thought.
were doing.
That's what I thought.
But the other gentleman took it personally.
Yeah, he took it very personally.
Yeah.
Okay, I missed all of that. Yeah, I don't know. Okay, yeah. So anyway, we're going back to finance in the community.
Right.
Now, did you ever experience a time when, like, I know Curtis, you were saying you try to go back and talk to students and stuff, but was there ever a time that you remember or wish that someone did that to you growing up?
Oh,
like
absolutely.
not learning about finances as an adult, especially if life happened and that was your learning lesson.
Yeah, well, I mean, I'll say something interesting. Shout out to my pastor, Pastor Solomon Kenlock at Tram Church. One thing he said about purpose, he said, look in your life, if you want to know what your purpose is, look in your life where you've had great triumph or great tribulation. You know, he says, like, if something comes easy to you, and and you're good at it naturally, that may be your purpose.
Right.
Or if you have had like a negative experiences in something and been through something, maybe that's your purpose.
Right.
It's somewhere in there. So I know for me, my purpose, was a little bit of tribulation. My mom, she has no problem, sharing this, but it was funny because, we would, you learn how to manage your money from watching your family, usually your parents growing up. And, my mom get paid on a Friday. And we go out to eat, have a great time, somewhere fancy or somewhere fun on a Friday where money had to be spent. Because she just wants to make sure her kid has a good time. I appreciate that. But then, like on the following Tuesday, the lights get cut off. And I used to be like, well, the lights, cut off, and she would say, well, didn't have the money to pay for it. We'd have to wait a week or be a week in the dark or whatever until she was paid again or what have you. And it was a priority thing, really, what it came down to. And so I learned the same habits. So I was, blowing money here, then I don't have money down on this end. And so I would be just struggling. So I used to work at a shoe store at Mr. Allen's years ago, and when I worked around shoes, I had lots of shoes and clothes. So my thought was, to work around money, I'll have a lot of money, which just made sense.
Right.
So I began to learn. So I began to accumulate money and make money, but didn't always know how to keep it.
That's funny you say that, because when I got into the business, I was advising other people how to manage their money, and I was making more money than I have ever seen in my life, but I was glamorizing it. I was Hollywood with it, I was.
Me too.
I was blowing through thousands, buying Mercedes Benz, going out of town, clothes. I was balling, and I wanted everybody to know.
Even though you were in essence, the financial advisor.
Exactly.
But you weren't advising yourself.
I wasn't advising myself.
With the same principles.
Exactly.
Do you think it came from a habit? Like the habits you might have been taught
No,
as well?
I think it came from not having anything. It reminds me of something Baby said, the rapper, Cash Money Millionaires.
And I quote.
Yeah, and I quote. He put a TV in every room in his mansion because he didn't have a TV, even in his bathroom.
And if I can ride on top of that, piggyback on top of that, that is the deal with our community. You know, you understand, our community has been deprived of so much. You know, I mean, we can do the whole slavery thing and all that stuff, but even, you know, past that and, you know, the years of Reconstruction where we begin to have some freedom, but then Jim Crow came down and it really oppressed a lot of our opportunities. So we didn't get a lot of things. So finally, you know, I think, you know, we were forced during segregation to, you know, have our own neighborhoods, our own doctors, our own stores, our own things. And, you know, but unfortunately, since we didn't have a lot to start with, it wasn't to the standard of what we saw across the railroad tracks. So once we were soon able to integrate, then we just went wild as a community, and we just jumped right in trying to live that lifestyle. You know, keeping up with the Joneses, so to speak. You know, maybe the Kowalskis. you know, but you know, we tried to keep up with them. And I think the thing is that we just we for 50 years, you know, basically that's all it's been. It's been what 50, 60 years of real freedom. I mean, well, I can go back. It's just 1968. You know, so we're talking what 50 years.
It hasn't been that long.
Yeah, of just we're the first real free generation.
Right.
When you look at it, you know, free of oppression, free of those types of things.
Just
So we now can, we just wilding out here, you know.
Living out our best lives.
Yeah, living our best lives, you know, because we didn't have it.
Right.
So I think it's now time, you know, that's over now. We're trying to show the community that that's over now. Let's start stacking, let's start investing, let's start building, let's start saving, you know, and go forward so we can truly be a strong community.
I wish we could bring back Black Wall Street. I wish we could. Well, we all depended on each other financially for goods and services.
That'd be pretty dope.
That would be dope.
But my question to you both is, I think like in the community there's this habit where we have to rise and fall before we learn our lessons, right? Do you think we can actually do something by teaching the youth how to get to where you are now versus going through that process? Because, you know, it's glamorized on TV and stuff that we want everything. I mean, this is America. It's a capitalist country. You can be poor and get the best car on the street. Like, this is what we do here. How do we change the mindset from wanting the Lamborghini when you don't have nothing versus waiting until you have something to buy it?
I think that would be hard.
Yeah.
Because of the media. You know, these kids are looking at TV and they're trying to emulate what they see in videos.
Correct.
And yeah, we could say, hey, listen, I'm going to teach you how to be responsible financially. But he got his eyes on the videos and the cars and the houses. He's being seduced by the media.
Right.
And all he knows is he wants to have that.
Even though the truth of the matter is most of those are rented, borrowed.
They don't know that.
Yeah, it's
because
not actually.
Perception is reality.
Right.
Yeah, you know, I think, you know, it's been glamorized, you know. I mean, you know, going back to Cash Money Millionaires, you know,
sir.
you know, hood rich, you know, gator boots, you know, pimped out, you know, Gucci suit. I ain't got no job, but I stay sharp.
Yeah, stay sharp.
That is
got
true.
Everything on my name, you know,
That is true.
Can't pay my rent on my money spent. You know.
Black and ugly as ever, but I stay Gucci down to the socks.
Yeah, Gucci down to the socks. Yeah, you know. So
You know, the funny thing about it is, you know, with your senses, you can see out of your eyes. You can decide if you're gonna smell something. You decide if you want to touch something like rock. You know, the thing that you can't control what goes in is your ears.
Right.
Up until this point, I've heard those songs, but I've never really realized what they say. It sounds cool, the beat is nice, but what you don't realize is what's infiltrating in your mind.
Yeah.
Consciously or subconsciously, at some point you believe this stuff to be true.
Look, I've had the Rick Ross syndrome for a long time. Got the beer, the glasses. You know what I mean? I've had the syndrome for a minute. You know, right? You know, so I'm a big guy. You know, first it was Biggie, then now he passed on. So Rick Ross has been my dude. You know, I mean, so it's like, I mean, but if you look at it, what I do love about Rick Ross and Jay-Z, those guys now they're talking about entrepreneurship. You know, Jay-Z, the first black billionaire or first rap billionaire, excuse me. You know, that was announced yesterday. You know, so he talks about just investments And Rick Ross owns 20 some odd checker restaurants.
Yeah,
You know,
he does.
I mean, he talks about that stuff now. So hopefully, more rappers can talk about that. LeBron James and the work he's doing in his community with the school and all that stuff. I mean, all that is stuff that people that we looked up to. I mean, Magic Johnson does this thing, but when I was growing up, I mean, Jordan, he had, I mean, I don't know, he had Jordans, but it was like, he wasn't. You didn't hear about how he was investing in the community and those things like that. There was often controversy saying, you got young black men killing each other over your shoes. What are you doing about it?
Right.
He didn't really speak up a lot.
Right. He didn't.
So now these other young guys are now speaking up. So it's turning. I think a generation. Honestly, I think if we do what we need to do in the community, we can turn this around in a generation.
You know who I think has more power than the media? Mm-hmm. The woman.
Really?
Yes.
True.
If the families instill in their daughters to require a potential mate to be financially responsible and to keep their pants up on their waistline, I guarantee you, all these little boys will pull their pants up and they will be financially responsible as they get older because they know they can't get the girl without those things.
And once again, the black woman is having to carry the torch, but
That's the problem.
I get it, but let me tell you, I mean, as a kid, I mean, think about it. All the I used to drive a BMW and X5, and I drove it because of the pretty girl.
The girls, exactly.
It wasn't for me.
Exactly.
You see what I drive now, because now I don't care. It's like you don't like me for who I am.
Exactly.
I like to dress. That's my one thing. But I used to wear jewelry. It's so funny. I used to wear like diamonds and stuff. I used to wear diamonds and be dripping in diamonds, and then wonder why the girl just want me to take them somewhere out to eat, or whatever, because we're buying things because that's what I'm showing them, and no one really knew the quality of who I was as a person.
Before I talk on my opinion about the black woman and her struggle, do you think by you guys, changing your mindset, because that's what it is, not so much a failure, but the mindset has changed and you're now not driving those cars and not dripping out in the jewels, do you think you're still as valuable to women as you were back with those things?
I do. I think I'm valuable because I know what my responsibilities are when it comes to a woman. I know I'm supposed to protect and provide. Okay?
Why are you standing right there?
So
Why are you staring at me so hard? I'm just staring at my soul. Protect and
pulling her
provide.
soul out of her. No, I know what my responsibilities are. So you're right. It doesn't matter what kind of car you drive.
Well, before we finish, though, because I do want to continue talking about this, we're going to actually go ahead and take a break here. And then when we come back, we're going to go into that.
We'll be back after these messages.
Like that.
That was good.
All right, Facebook fam. We got to shut it down here. Thank you for listening.
We gotta shut it down.